Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Love Wins Live Forum. I am, of course, Rana Capili Bonifacio, Editor-in-Chief of Inspirations.ph. And with me is my forever partner at the Love Wins Live Forum, Ms. Sharon Fabian, Managing Director of Themes and Motifs. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Rona, and good morning to everyone that's tuned in right now. Actually, hindi lang good morning. Depende where you are right now. Good afternoon, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us again. It's another Saturday of learning with industry experts. So if you're planning a wedding, you're turning 18 soon, or you have somebody, if you're a mom and you have a daughter who will be turning 18 soon, or celebrating a milestone anniversary. Actually, kahit di nga milestone anniversary, dati Rona, when we say milestone anniversary, yan yung mga 5, 10, 15, or 25. But ngayon, kahit anong anniversary, it's worth celebrating the fact that we're all alive, we're healthy, and milestone talaga yan. Diba? That is what we have seen during this pandemic. So this is a very good session for everyone who will be celebrating an event soon. So, but before that, kakamustahin kita, Rona. How was your week?
My week just flew by. I guess medyo madaming iniisip, maraming ginagawa because it's actually my son's birthday tomorrow. So speaking of milestones and celebrations, ayan, alam niyo naman na pag mayroong may birthday in your family, di ba? Talagang the moms of the home, talagang nagkakandara pa para mag-order ng lahat ng mga balloons, ng mga party trays, and kala mo naman mag-iimbita ng barangay, But yeah, now that we're in this lockdown situation and we're at home, we always try to find ways to make anything that is worth celebrating, we're trying to make it special. So definitely that's what's been filling my week. In fact, before I went live, they were already checking on me like, what time do you finish work? And what are we going to do next? And all of that. So we don't just say this in the Love Wins Live Forum na parang it's just lip service. But it's really what Miss Sharon and I have been trying to live this past year in the pandemic. Everything worth celebrating, let's celebrate it.
Yes, oo. And it doesn't mean that you have to splurge, no? Nakita lang kasi natin in this pandemic, life is too short, 'di ba? And talagang uncertain ang buhay. So the fact that that you reached your birthday or nag-anniversary kayo, that is always worth celebrating. But we also have to celebrate safely. Yan. So, last week, di ba, Rona, we've started because nag-ano na tayo, hindi na tayo ECQ. GCQ, heightened, ano tawag sa atin? Nalilito na ako. Basta heightened restrictions.
Heightened restrictions, yeah.
So, hopefully, mag-relax pa rin ng konti. And we have seen those who, if you're a couple, and I'm sure yung mga feed ninyo are wedding-related, you've been starting seeing weddings happening again. So last week we started yung series natin with the wedding planners, and we were inspired by this article from brides.com. This week we saw an article from vogue.com, and sabi nga natin because it's a Western article, but it's a Philippines kasi we follow it. Chances are kung ano yung trend in the West, yun din yung nangyayari sa atin. So, it's an article entitled Seven Event Planners on Wedding Trends. So, they interviewed wedding planners to know in 2021. And I think this goes beyond 2021. So, what's in and what's out? And we picked out 5 points from this article. So, it's a good article. If you have time to read it, go to vogue.com. We picked out 5 articles that we feel na hindi lang pang wedding planner, but would also be applicable to event stylist. Yeah. So ano bang event stylist? So Ms. Rona, ano, di ba yung mga,
of course, when we see, online, right? We see our feeds and we see the beautiful backdrops and setups and tablescapes that make your jaw drop. You call the event stylist to make this dream happen. That's really it. we have great event stylists who are joining us this morning, and they can tell you if you really want to know the complete definition. But I have to say that they are the ones that make your dream come true. Kung ano po yung nakikita nyo in your mind, right? And you want to be able to see it and touch it on your wedding day, call your event stylists to make that happen. And there's really no limit, I think, to what they can do and to what they can beautify. So whether it's your ceiling, your wall, your floor, your table, whatnot, once they touch it and once they leave it, it's not going to look the same. That's the magic of your event stylist. And it is our privilege and our pleasure this morning to have with us, of course, none other than Michael Ruiz, who is coming back to guest at Love Wins Life Form. He's not a guest. He's coming back because he's been with us before, of course. And this morning, for the first time at Love Wins Life Form, we're having Miss Zenas Pineda. So welcome them to Love Wins Life Form with us.
Hello,
Hi.
everyone.
Hello, hi.
It's nice
Good
to be
morning
back,
to
ha?
all.
Good morning.
Ay, pwede rin palang good afternoon, good evening.
Oo. Kaya hello
Yes.
world na lang. Hello Philippines, hello world para mas generic.
Yeah.
Oh,
So let us
gusto ko
know
yan.
where
Hello,
you're watching
world.
us. Yes, diba? We've had people commenting that they were in the Emirates watching us. So wherever you are, please let us know and we will say hi.
Yeah,
Yes.
join us this morning, Philippine time.
Yes. So how's your
And
morning? How is your weekend? Buti we were able to catch you.
Yeah, kasi it was set 2 months ago eh. I was just informed parang 2 days ago ba? Di ba? Parang 2 nights ago. So kaya
ang,
naman.
ang
In
hirap kasi
between.
habulin. Busy na kayo.
Yes, this is why.
Yeah.
We're
Actually,
running already.
yung driver ko naka-standby. After this, I'm going to Divisoria. Ayun. So, mamimili ng mga gamit.
Sama!
Ng decors.
Sama
Sige,
ako!
sama lahat. Magla-live ako later para naka-livestream yung Divisoria ko after this show.
Yay!
Baka may pa-live selling ka pa.
Oo, para continuity ng show natin.
Yes.
Yes.
Ang saya niyan.
How about
Go.
Zenas, ang fresh nung
Yeah, hello
Parang-
Madam Zena.
'di ba? Yung backdrop niya parang ang sarap. Parang gusto ko magkape with you there.
Magkape ka.
So you're in Antipolo right now, di ba?
Ang fresh.
Yeah, we're in
Sarap.
I'm in the middle of nature. I'm in the middle of
Sarap.
a forest. Pero hindi.
Diba?
Kidding aside, it's this is where I work right now. Everything is online. Everything, all
Correct.
my meetings are via Zoom, via Messenger, whatever. So I'm beginning to enjoy my house now.
Oo
Lang
nga.
that's the positive side of the pandemic. I don't go to my office anymore. Rarely. And ang saya, masarap. I'm very, it calms me down. That's the reason
Embrace
why
the
I
new
enjoy.
normal, sabi nga nila.
Yeah.
So that's your
ang
new
saya.
normal. Oo.
Parang less hassle, less worry.
Correct.
So, plus it's
Siguro-
open air, so okay ako.
Siguro I guess sa industry natin, no, very number one luxury talaga natin is time. Time for yourself. So, yun yung binigay ng pandemic eh. Nawala sa atin for the longest time. Di ba?
Puyat
Kaya
natin at saka,
yeah,
and
we
then,
have so
it's
much time right now.
for me, the travel was the one that was troublesome. But right now, it's I'm right
Stay
now,
home.
I can, yun pala, kaya pala natin gawin to eh.
Which is
Without
true.
really going out every day. Of course,
Correct.
hindi pa rin. We still, like me, I still go to places, I still do site inspection and all the,
Tama.
magsusukat ka pa and all that. But that's just, part of the job.
Pero I guess,
don't really-
Madam Zenas, parang nabawasan yung mga meetings na personal because we can do pala most of the meetings online via Zoom. Pero yung ocular, of course, siguro,
Ocular,
isa yan
tuloy
sa
pa
mga,
rin.
mga priorities, di ba?
And you know what, even if it's the same venue, I have seen it siguro 10 times already, 100
Correct.
times.
It's
I
a first
still have
time
to go
couple eh.
ocular, 'cause different personalities,
different client, of course naman.
Requirements. May nakikita kaming iba, so we
You
prefer
have to
to
go.
do ocular. But lately, mas marami kaming ocular for certain venues because it's mostly done at home. And
Bahay,
hindi ko pa naman
yeah.
nabivisit
Ayan.
yung mga
Oo.
bahay.
Their homes, correct.
Oo. Like
Yan. So,
yesterday, I
yan.
just came from there.
yan,
Pag-uusapan
nagko-compare na sila
natin
ng
yan.
notes. Pag-uusapan na natin. Yan, yung mga bagong venue.
Correct.
Looks like yan ang trend na natin moving forward. So, let's start with our 5 points. Si Rona ang may kaalaman nitong 5 points na to. Yan. So, there were 5 points 7 points, but we chose 5 points that we think applicable yan for event styling. So, ang first point is, yan, ang sabi ng article is, moving forward, when we do events, this is now the opportunity to escape every day. So when you host a wedding, when you have a debut, yan na, you style your wedding, you design it in such a way that you are escaping the everyday life. Your comments on this point. Sino ba to? Si
Ako.
Nina.
I think that's my assignment.
Yeah.
Yung escape every day, I think, you know what, it's nothing really new. We've been
Correct.
doing it. Lalo na like for the debuts, for the birthdays, most of the time, those are more like they kind of go all out for the themes. And I'm all for it. For weddings, medyo they're a little bit, I'm still seeing my clients as a little bit more conservative, more classic, but still beyond the normal. I mean, it's not just like putting a centerpiece and having table set up, ganon. They still want bigger things. Especially now because most of them would do Zoom live streaming of their weddings. So they prefer to have something a little different naman that you see. A little different from what you regularly see every day in your home or in like in entertaining guests. So usually the ones that come out really big are like the backdrops, kahit ano lang. Kahit it's just an 8 by 8, 8 feet by 8 feet or 2.4 by 2.4. Pinapaganda. And I for me that escape every day I think has been happening even before the pandemic. So it's not really something different. Yun. And they still go, it's funny, I have to mention pala that when I have a bride, but she's actually residing in the States, and she's going to have her wedding there. She just asked me, my theme is Beauty and the Beast. So sabi ko, go for it. Parang she wanted something like that. But again, siyempre state siya, so medyo hindi siya ganun ka-stricto. They're more loose right now. So she's gonna have the Beauty and the Beast theme for her wedding. So it's nothing different. But here, most of the time, it's more classic for weddings. The escape from the everyday, which is like having a theme like, Beauty and the Beast, or something like Princess, it's usually for birthdays and, birthdays and debuts. Most of the time, debut.
Zenas, would you say na, because I know pre-pandemic, we've already been doing this, diba? Kaya nga meron tayong mga medyo over-the-top events talaga because it is something out of the ordinary. But I think now, mas siya, even if it's not an over-the-top design, because we've all been locked down for quite a while now, talagang gusto mo ng some sort of an escape. So if you're living with people na they cannot go out because may comorbidity sila, or they're seniors, or there are kids in the house. So you just want something really different from what you have been experiencing the past year or past 1 year plus, diba? So parang ngayon mas siya, mas emphasize siya. And I think even moving forward, this is gonna be true, diba? That's what you're saying.
I have a feeling it's going to move on, and even after actually this it's going to be a new normal, that's for sure. So there will be some restrictions. So lalo na they would like to have some events that are totally different. It doesn't have to be a theme, but like they want something bigger or something more prominent so that they can see it via Zoom, or stronger colors, brighter backdrop, mga ganon. But of course with limitations, kasi you're only doing it probably in a certain place lang, and there are rules in that place. We can there was a time we couldn't even bring a lot of people to do a setup. Bilang na bilang yung mga tao ko bago kami makarating. Di ba? Ang daming limitations. Bawal to, ganyan. After you have set up, you have to leave. You're given only so many, So, kami ang mga stylists, we have to be innovative with how we're going to execute their themes. So, very innovative ngayon. Lahat ng stylists, even the mga lights and sounds.
Correct.
And it's a smaller scale, but the effort is not less. Parang ganon. The effort to do it is
It's the
even
same.
greater.
Kaya may buwis-buhay factor talaga ngayon, literal.
Buhay is the term.
Yeah. In fact, they said, sorry, just an update. I read this, I think yesterday, when it comes to buwis buhay, no? Parang people who have to report to work or who cannot, who don't have the luxury of working from home, which is like event stylist or maybe your staff, diba? They are actually now counted as A4 when it comes to the vaccination program, no? Because there are really jobs like yours and your staff na, paano naman po kami mag-work from home, magsiset up ako ng bulaklak from home, di ba? So it really is buwis buhay for event stylists and a lot of wedding suppliers.
And I'm glad that sana totoo yan, so that all my staff can be vaccinated
soon.
Kasi ang hirap.
Yes. Later.
Yeah, we will find out from another stylist, no, si Robert Blancaflor, as soon as may update tayo sa kanya, because he's the spokesperson of NLEC, the National Live Events Commission. So, kung may update na at pasok na sa A4 yung mga frontliners ng events industry, we will definitely post it here sa Love Wins, sa Inspirations, and sa Themes and Motives. Yeah. So moving on, kanina na-mention na ni Zenas, no? So I'd like to ask si Mike, yung second point natin.
What's the second point?
Oo, ito yung embrace what's bright. Yan, kasi sabi nga ni Zenas kanina, parang bolder. Is that gonna be the trend? Wala na tayo masyado ng mga muted colors, or parang, Is that what you're seeing?
Actually, because we're getting it from the point of view of a Western article, right? No, but what's happening right now in the Philippines? So far, we're still maintaining pa rin yung mga muted colors, although we don't set aside the fact that we can be playful naman talaga with all the themes and inspirations around the world, especially right now. Hindi lang naman talaga sa Western nanggagaling ang inspiration. It's technically around the world. And sometimes, would you believe, tayo mga Filipino can even influence other countries. Minsan na tayo pa yung nagsiset ng trend na, ha? Totoo yan. Kasi among Asian nations, tayo yung malakas ang loob. We are very creative. We think out of the box. We do events almost every day. It's part of our lives. So, syempre, with all those evolution, lahat ng mga gusto natin gawin, we can still be playful. So far, okay, with what's happening recently sa mga recent events namin, we tend to be a little artistic in such a way na yung venue kasi natin naging home na di ba? Unlike before, sa mga ballrooms, you can do super big. So, just to complement lang, since you have a simple setup, maybe we can use brighter and bold colors para lang to balance small yet meron siyang dating. Gets mo? In contrast sa dating ballroom weddings natin and events na sobrang laki ang lalaki. So even if you use parang simple colors lang, ramdam pa rin siya. So right now, yung mga home weddings namin, home celebrations, yeah, we do colorful, bright colors. Pwede naman din.
And Mike, I want to verify kasi baka rin ang ibig sabihin na hindi lang colors yung pagiging bright,
Mhm.
Because this week, no, I'm helping out a friend do a home celebration, and
Mhm.
they contracted the stylist to do a simple backdrop. So simple
Mhm.
lang yung backdrop, and then then the stylist said, magdadadala na lang ako ng ilaw, iko-compliment ko. And I was saying, ano, this is just the dining area, and he said na
Mhm.
because kasi it's a virtual celebration,
Mhm.
in person, maganda tingnan yan, but depende kasi on what you're using.
Mhm.
If it's a
Natural
PC,
sunlight, yeah. Oo.
or PC ang gamit mo, or yung Mac, sabi niya, so kung hindi maganda yung camera, the colors will come out flat. Sabi niya, that's why I'm bringing in some light so that
Mhm.
buhay yung kasi golden to eh. So
Correct.
diba? So ano bang kulay ng golden, diba? So sabi niya, so buhay pa rin yung colors and elements of the backdrop. So I think even that, no, not just the colors, but you also have to
The
consider na
ambience.
yun, yung
Oo, the ambience.
lighting,
Well,
diba? Oo.
it's case to case basis, no, especially what time of the day is the event. Most of the times kasi yung home celebration, we do it parang sa garden nila, or medyo may direct sunlight going inside the house. So maayos pa rin naman. In fact, most of my recent events na home styling, hindi masyadong bugbog din sa ilaw. Minsan mas maganda pa yung natural light, yung nagre-register sa phone, than putting LED bars. Kasi minsan, di ba, yung bluish, nagbumukha kang avatar. Tapos, ang, ang lit,
Talaga
ang lita na,
avatar.
yeah, ang lita ng space natin eh. Remember, we used those spotlights before because we are in a big setting. Di ba? So when you put a certain spotlight, it covers the entire venue, malayo yung projection. Right now, if you
Mhm.
do it at home, medyo sunog eh. Parang hindi hindi balance. I'm not saying that we cannot use lightings. Of course, there's a proper way of putting it. It can be an elements on the backdrop, pwede namang i-adjust. What I'm trying to say is siguro it has to be balanced pa rin, and you have to check kung yung lighting ba talaga is importante,
If
kailangan,
it's
o baka naman
necessary.
Mhm.
pwedeng hindi kasi maganda na kahit wala. Oo. I
Oo.
have I have
In,
recent
in
events na
terms
walang
that we
walang
know,
lightings.
ayan, in the terms that we know in the pandemic, you have to check if it is essential.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Diba? The term that we are now so used to.
Yeah. Oo.
So baka naman pwedeng hindi, or baka it will look better kung wala. So again, these are things that you can bounce off with your event stylist because they
Mhm.
would also really know
It's case
best.
to case basis, yeah.
Yeah. And they would know like what works depending on what you're doing with your wedding or the setup,
Mhm.
as they said, if you are streaming it, if and all of these things. So it's very important for you to communicate with your stylist and communicate with your coordinators and who you're working with.
So
Yeah, so
you,
ano lang, i-share ko yung before, Michael, i-share ko lang yung biglang mental, yung note to self ko na,
mhm.
kasi ngayon, di ba, usong-uso yung mga do it yourself kasi nga,
Correct.
ano tayo eh. So these things that we're hearing from our guests right now, di ba, hindi mo alam yung insight na yun. Like Michael just shared with us na yes, you can use lights, but depending on the time of the day, depending on the size of, if it's not a ballroom,
Mhm.
or the size of your home or the area in your home. So these things yung balance. That's why, again, here in Love Wins Live Forum, ang ina-advocate talaga namin is trust the professionals. They would know the right mix
Correct.
to make your event beautiful. So yun lang,
Mhm.
biglang note to self na, uh, di ba, maganda na naririnig natin itong mga tips na to, but really, we should trust our professionals to do the work for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
You might you were supposed to say something.
I just want to share, since we can give our audience also a certain tips, no. But the less basic lightings we can use actually, votives, candle lights, candelabras for the tables, especially if this is only tablescape. Now, if you want to do it in your garden, basic alam niyo yung mga string of lights, we can also use that, 'di ba? Yung mga fairy lights, we can use that. But if you want to splurge more, then go for the professional spotlights and everything. You can never go wrong naman as long as it's done properly. Yon.
yes. So speaking of professionals, and before we move on to our next point, we want to say hi to Teddy Manuel, who's saying hello.
Oh.
Hi, Teddy.
Hello, Master Teddy! Nasaan ka
Oh,
ngayon?
hello, Teddy. Alam ko may event yan si Teddy ngayon. Thank you for taking time out to watch us.
Yeah.
Baka nag-bathroom break lang si Teddy, tapos nanood muna.
Oh.
And Anna says, hello, Zenas.
Hi, Anna! She's my batchmate.
Ayan.
And also
Alright,
a client. A client.
oh, okay. So the next,
Pwede bang bumati?
Go, go.
Gusto ko rin batiin si Warren Bernardo Reyes and all his team. They are watching right now din. Sabi nga nila, magtatayo raw sila ng LED wall sa bodega nila, sa warehouse nila, just to watch us. Ayun. Thank you so much for
Why
watching.
not? Diba, why not? Oh, even that is
Ayun.
even that is a good input, diba? Magtayo tayo ng LED wall if we're watching a
Live streaming, yeah.
live streaming, diba?
Oo.
Make it a fun activity, diba? Oh.
Okay.
Ayan. Ayan si Warren, sabi niya, ha, thank you po.
yes.
Nanonood talaga sila. There.
So this is our third point, which is go green. I think I don't think this is actually very new because there are a lot of weddings in the past couple of years have become more interested in working in greenery, not just
Yeah.
blooms. Kumbaga. And at the same time, there's also a more conscious effort of reducing waste. Tama ba?
Less carbon footprint.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sa'yo to Zenas eh, diba?
Yeah, kay Madam Zenas yan eh.
Oo.
Go, Madam Zenas.
Okay, for the tama si Rona, matagal na, and I have been trying to I cannot be super yabang about this, but I'm trying to promote that even to my clients. In fact, even before, I have stopped using floral foams already. I've stopped using mga styrofoams. I've been and even before, kahit meron kaming ginagamit na matagalan, I'm guilty of using floral foam for the longest time. So siguro mga 2-3 years ago, I stopped, and I'm using everything all natural. I'm just using wire and water and the vase to control the flowers. It's kind of difficult. It's more time consuming, but it makes I feel less guilty now kasi every time I use floral foam before, nakaka-guilty. But anyway, beyond that, I tell my clients also to go green ever since. Like for example, if you can do away with a lot of imported flowers, go for your local suppliers, support our local suppliers. If we can recycle and reuse our things that we have that we use for our events, why not, diba? So I go all out for it, and I think it should stay as a staple or ano. But lately, I have been talking to my millennial clients. Mga millennial na yung clients ko. Ganun yun.
And millennials are very conscious, di ba, about carbon footprint.
Super. So, di ba ngayon, they the food is, you can't have buffet, nothing extravagant. Everything has to be like either sit down or ano. But they're so conscious. Di ba, walang cocktails, bawal ang mga cocktails, di ba? So they're so conscious. Sinasuggest ng mga caterers, why don't we just send them packed lunch, ganyan, or packed dinner. So you know what they would say? Can you just make sure that the packaging is eco-friendly?
Cardboard, right?
So ayaw namin ng plastic bottles. It has to be
glass
bottles, glass one. And then the packaging should be, marami na rin naman mga
paper products.
Maraming recyclable, biodegradable products like yung packaging. And one example, we did one wedding during the pandemic. We used the bento box. Kasi and because of that bento box, tinim na namin lahat. Kasi di ba ang bento box, pwede mong takluban, tapos
Yes.
nandun na lahat ng food, tapos they can just sit down and open it, and so we just fixed it, and then we just wrapped it the Japanese way, the furoshiki way, and that's it. And tumutuwa sila. It was part of the decoration. At the same time, they know that of course the bento box is reusable also. So yun, ang dami, as I have mentioned, you just have to be innovative as a designer, as a stylist, and even like, I'm learning from these brides of mine that are millennials, because they have so much ideas regarding millennials. At saka may Gen Z na rin ako.
Yes.
Diba? They're learning so much. I'm learning from them because they're
Correct.
very aggressive with being eco-friendly and less carbon footprints in
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the Gen Z. Because I have a Gen Z. I have a Gen Z in the house. So even
Yes,
our choice
I
of
do.
the restaurants where to order food from.
Mhm.
So if you're ordering drinks and it doesn't come in a bottle, cannot order.
And then the straw, kasi nga, di ba, bottled na. And then they would say, oh, we'll give you straw na lang. Sabi, no straws.
No
Walang
straws.
pa
Yes,
sila.
yes.
Unless it's the bamboo or So,
Or bring your own straw.
or yeah, the metal straw
metal
or
one.
something. Or in fact, in that pero hindi to Gen Z, hindi siya ganun ka-millennial. Pero in that wedding, her giveaways are it's also Japanese straw to chopsticks na
Yeah,
metal
see, I was
and
going to say,
metal
pwede siyang
spoon.
giveaway. Yeah.
Yun na
So,
yung
whatever
giveaway na,
you
yun na
do-
rin ang ginamit niya pang
Yes.
casting.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
nice, diba?
Yeah.
There are a lot of things. And then, of course, I have one coming up, and they all I want them to use whatever is in the centerpiece, or I want them to take it home. So, but
Yeah.
I've been doing this long time ago.
Yes.
But it's more prominent now. Sorry, my iPad is moving. It's
No
more
problem.
prominent now, and they are more conscious now for for they're more conscious about it.
For a zero waste life, yeah.
Yeah. So this is this is something you see continuing even post COVID era, because we are getting younger couples, 'di ba? Hindi
Yeah.
naman pabatayan ng pabata, 'di ba? So soon we'll have the Gen Zs will now start getting married already, 'di ba? Is that true in your case also, Mike? May mga clients ka ganun na mas or 'di ba, yung eco-friendly sila o mga eco-warriors din?
Alam mo, sa totoo lang, wala masyado akong matandaan. Although tama yung sinasabi ni Madam Zenas, recently kami mga stylist, we wanted to eliminate or minimize yung use of especially yung floral foam, di ba? Kasi sa isang event, napakaraming waste talaga after the event. Hindi lang sa side ng event stylist, caterer, everyone. Pag nakita mo yung backstage or yung lagayan ng kalat, sobrang dami. So I guess it's also an eye opener for us, no. Hindi lang because of the generation is changing, but also to be aware and to be responsible din sa ating environment. So yun, I guess it will be a trend naman so far. Oo.
I think this will move on.
Correct.
Yeah.
Way before. Hindi na ako florist, stylist, meron pa rin gagawa nito.
But
for sure.
See, Zenas, you have well, if you want to see more of what Zenas is saying, my YouTube channel ka, no? And I've been following it. And you talk about making use of what's available. Meron kang ganon even the gift packs that you're there's an episode and it's sourced locally, diba? And you said in that video na you try to source from the local suppliers in your area where you are right now.
Yes.
So I think
I try to make sure that I get something from this area kasi tutulungan mo din eh. In fact, my suppliers are all tinutulungan ko. Kunyari, yung gagawa ng kapis. Pupuntahan ko talaga siya. kahit minsan wala akong project, nag-iisip ako ng design for them so that they'll, wala akong project for Akapis.
Oh, love
Or-
local.
Oo. At saka, ako si Pulot Queen, pag may nakita akong magandang branch or stem or ay pinupulot ko yan. Tapos sabihin nila, ano naman ang gagawin mo?
You collect it.
May mangyayari dyan. May
Correct.
mangyayari. So
Correct.
I'm the type of person that I just walk around and around the village, around this area, and ang dami kong nakikita. In fact, yes, that was.
And you
that's
can
part of
do
the
styling out of it, di ba?
Yeah.
Pwede na. I should
na.
watch your YouTube. Buti ka pa may YouTube.
hindi ko, meron I was starting it lang. As parang I was enjoying it kasi syempre na-frustrate ako nung beginning of this lockdown, di ba? Parang every day you're always out, every day you're doing setup almost every day, di ba? Or at least every weekend may setup ka, may ganyan. Biglang, nga. So, ito ang gagawin ko. Tapos sabi ng, my daughter was the one. My two daughters said, Ma, what? Ang dami mong alam. Why can't you just share whatever you know on not yet YouTube, sa ko lang daw, sa
How young yung mga daughters mo, Madam Zenas? How young? How young sila, the daughters?
One is actually, hindi na ganun ka-young. One is a millennial, so she's 31, and the other one's 24.
Okay.
And
that's why they can influence you,
Oh,
to
those
do
are
these
both
things.
millennials.
Yeah, millennial.
And Gen Z.
Gen Z na yan eh.
Sa Gen Z eh.
Oo.
So, ang saya.
Gatekeeper kasi ako ng millennial eh. So, para lang alam nyo po, no, yung pag sinabi nyo millennial, hindi na po siya bata kasi papalapit na po kami sa 40. Yung early generation of millennial.
Sumabit yung...
Ayan!
Oo. Yun. But my other daughter, sabi niya Gen Z daw siya sumabit.
Gen Z na.
I think.
Oo.
Yeah, early 20s is the beginning of Gen Z.
I think the Gen Z is 1997, 1996, 1997 kids.
Learning from them, that's why nga I said even my clients, I learned from them kasi ang dami nilang magagandang ideas na about
Siyempre.
Going green and all that. But I just learned from mismo my daughters, they don't advocate or they don't follow. Kanya may Instagram sila, tapos nakikita nila na hindi sila masyadong in favor of eco-friendly stuff. Naku, ina-unfollow nila. Ganun sila ka.
Oh, yes.
Talaga?
Convicted.
Yes.
They're so
Yes.
conviction on this.
I remember like my daughter, she was asked kasi maraming ganyan pala, no? So I also learned a lot of things while we are in this pandemic. So she was asked to promote this line of clothing. And then for a while she was doing it, but when she found out that it's fast fashion, yung mga ganyan, it's fast fashion and it's not sustainable. She politely begged off na from promoting that. So sabi ko parang talaga, because they would send clothes every week eh. For her just to wear it and put it up sa niya. So yeah, sabi niya, yeah, mom, because it's not sustainable, it's fast fashion, etc. etc. So may mga ganon. May mga ganon with the younger generation.
My youngest wouldn't even use a regular toothbrush.
Talaga?
Bamboo
toothbrush.
Bamboo.
Bamboo, yeah.
And
also,
we're done. Pero she uses, and her toothpaste and soap and shampoo is all natural and organic.
Natural,
and she gets angry at me if I buy something that is in plastic.
Yeah.
And she said, Ma, don't throw that in the ganyan. Parang can you...
Grabe, no? So they technically have a different culture now. Tayo medyo nasa shock pa. Pero siguro fast forward 20 years from now, tayo na yung parang taboo kasi tayo yung mga millennials and we don't have that kind of discipline. So probably may transition period talaga na. Most of these kids now, itong mga kids ngayon, sila na yung mga ganyan. Imagine, bamboo toothbrush. I saw one, but I never tried using it. Akala ko walang gumagamit. So, nagulat ako.
Pero,
even yung pang-shave. is
Oh my gosh,
all
talaga?
natural. Hindi, di ba yung mga, what do you call those shaver, yung lang plastic lang siya, yung you can throw it after. Naku, galit na galit yung, in fact, nirigaluhan kami noon.
Yeah.
All natural.
There's
Grabe.
I'm part of a group on Facebook. It's called Buhay Zero Waste. So the
Wow.
goal is that wala kang tinatapon sa basurahan. I'm
Yeah.
in it, but
So, medyo
I'm not
extreme.
really good.
Talaga? Medyo extreme,
Well, you
no?
try. Like, my next project in life is to make an eco brick, which is what I want to do with my kids. So parang you cut the plastic and you put it inside yung lumang bote ng mga soft drinks, ganyan.
Oh, yeah.
And then they use it to build homes and things like that. So, and I think that's absolutely something that can be done at weddings. At the
Yeah.
waste that you will eventually, at the very least, di ba, yung mga ganon, pwede mo pala siyang gawin.
Yes.
So, ang ganda,
And in
di ba?
fact, I think that's going to be well, it's a trend now, but it will be very strong
The norm.
even after.
Norm and part of the behavior na ng public.
Yeah,
Yes.
after the pandemic.
And it will be a
Yeah.
culture soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, kasi
I think
I think
Go ahead,
Go
Michelle.
ahead, Rona. Ay, di ba nahiya? Lagkayan. Yeah, I was gonna say na I think kasi what this pandemic showed us is that some of the things that we have been doing pre-pandemic we cannot go back to that anymore. Eh. There has to be some changes after this. Diba? Kaya tayo nagka-pandemic eh, because somehow, somewhere, we messed up, diba?
We messed up.
Humankind messed up, diba? We messed up something somewhere. So we're in this rut. So what this experience is telling us that moving forward, yes,
It has to change.
there are things that we can still go back to, but there are things that will never be quite the same anymore. And of course, lahat yan may parang carry on effect, and even up to the events and the weddings that we are all doing. So, yeah, that's why kaya nga yung point na yan na. Kaya, di ba, who knew that itong point na to na go green, ang haba nung
Oo nga.
ang haba ng discussion natin. No? So,
No, because it's going to happen. That's
yeah,
going to happen.
so yun yung impact niya, like a few years, maybe nga not few years, but months from now, yan na ang trend to go green. So if you're a couple watching us, talagang take note of that, and maybe that's something you can discuss with
Correct.
your suppliers. And this is all new to all of us. Like Zenas and myself, I think we belong in the same generation. We are learning. We are learning from these younger people, these younger clients, and it's an interesting journey. Diba? And I'm glad I am at that point of my life that I'm not that young anymore, but I'm not too old na to say na I'm already set in my ways. Ayoko na. So it's a good. Ako ang learning ko sa conversation natin ni Man, but it's a good place to be in.
Parang
Kasi
yung go green, isang topic lang yun.
Yeah, go
Parang
green.
isang live yung go green soon, no?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mike, for saying that you're coming back.
Yes.
Marami kailangan pag-usapan pa dyan. Beyond.
Oo nga. I learned a lot from you.
Oo.
It extended, diba? Sorry, Miss Sharon, go ahead.
So sabihin ko, siguro 6 months from now, because I think it's been 6 months no, since you joined us. Maybe 6 months from now when you come back, happy no project. Iba
I'll be
na.
posting may mga zero waste projects and everything.
And you'll be sharing to us na naman yung mga new learning mo. Kasi nagbabago di ba? I think when you came on board 6 months ago, yung mga wish list lang natin at projections natin na what's gonna happen if they lift the restrictions. So, marami na nagbago. So we're looking forward to have you back again and talk about naman yung going green. But
this is our fourth point.
Ito muna, celebrate at home.
This is our second to the last point. And medyo na natin yan na may foreshadowing tayo kanina earlier when we started the show, di ba? That that home celebrations are still happening. So Mike, I think this is your point. Tama ba?
Yeah, this is my point. Okay. Okay, a few background lang. I remember kasi I grew up in the province, di ba? ang pagkakaalam ko noon, parang most of the weddings, bahay lang din naman talaga ginagawa dati. Pero of course, hindi like bigger scale na katulad ng nangyayari ngayon. Pero fast forward, looking yung nangyayari that because all ballrooms are closed, 'di ba, venues are closed, it has altered the way we do events. So, tayong mga Filipino, of course, 'di ba, sabi nga, you cannot stop love. Gagawa tayo ng gagawa ng paraan para makapag-event. And eventually, we realize na, oo nga pala, 'di ba? Pwede natin gawin sa bahay natin. And surprisingly, ang nakikita ko in the future, yes, ballrooms may still open, venues may still open. Of course, they will open. Pero the home can be an option na. Pwede na siyang gawin, especially if you have small guests. And surprisingly, yung mga clients, pag pumunta ka sa bahay nila, magugulat ka, parang mansion. They have a big garden, huge parking lot. You can actually, home styling siya, pero you can actually put up a trusses. Alam mo yon, pwede mo palang gawin yung ginagawa mo sa labas. Ang maganda lang when you do it, when you celebrate it at home, you are in full control. Okay? Walang restrictions. You can do what you want, of course, di ba? Especially sa aming mga suppliers like caterer, tawag dito, event stylist, napaka-big deal sa amin ng ingress. Time is actually, can be on your side or time can be your enemy. So doing it at home, it gives us more freedom. So ako pag pinagpili ako halimbawa ng isang client ko in the future, where do you want to this certain event place? Halimbawa lang. And yung event place na yon, I have mga experience na hindi maganda when it comes to ingress and everything or maraming restrictions versus home nila, I might consider doing it at their home. Kasi at the same time, you can bring naman everybody, the lights and sounds, the rental, suppliers, everything. So, when the world reopens, halimbawa lang from GCQ to MGCQ, now we have bigger ballrooms opening up. Feeling ko, we still have clients inquiring na ang option is doing it in their home. What do you think?
Yeah. Kasi Michael, tama, di ba? There are clients na meron silang basketball court.
True, parking lots, gardens, swimming pool. Oo.
Yeah.
They have also mall inside their house.
Wow.
My question is, paano if you don't? Because there's
What do you
also,
mean?
what
If
if
you
your
don't have?
what if your home is
Okay.
not as grand? Do you still think, pwede pa din ba mag-home celebration? Will it still be beautiful?
I guess with all the protocols happening outside, no, since there is an option na kapag ang bahay mo not that big, feeling ko Filipino will still have their ways to do it. Ako surprisingly during those lockdowns, we have small celebrations at home na I was able to put backdrop na feeling ko dati yung veranda ko hindi pwede pero pwede pala. Now that I was able to do it, feeling ko in the next coming years, yung mga small celebrations, dito na lang, put backdrop, rent something, the tables and everything, so possible pala. So, given the space, I've seen in the past months, no, yung mga different event stylists, of course, yung mga events ng mga stylists, sila Gideon Hermosa, sila Teddy Manuel, and yung mga iba pang stylists, we've done a lot of small celebrations at home, and it's possible, kahit nga condo lang di ba? Tanggalin mo lang yung mga furnitures and sofa, igilid mo, and meron ka ng ceremony. So far naman, ang reception ngayon, hindi na siya ganun ka-big deal. There are actually events na ceremony lang, tapos reception, bahala na kanya-kanyang kainan. So, basically, these options can still be in the long run. Andiyan pa rin siya. So, feeling ko, there will still be celebrations at home in the coming months and years.
And Zenas and Mike, it's not just weddings, no? Kasi
birthdays, debut.
Yeah, birthdays. And I think kasi before the pandemic happened, ang mindset ng mga tao, whether you have a simple home or it's a grand home, di ba? Ang mindset when you have events, let's just do it in this place kasi para we don't have to worry about preparing, etc., di ba? Parang do things outside the home before. I mean, did that ever happen to you? Para pagkatapos sa event, uwi na tayo pahinga.
Yes,
But
yes.
now the pandemic happened and wala tayong choice
And we have
but
to stay
to
home.
stay at home, diba?
Yeah. Oo.
Now we're beginning to see na, yeah, sometimes better at home because
Mhm.
I don't have to stay within the parang 4-hour event lang kasi after 4
Correct.
hours may additional charge ako, di ba? Yung ganon.
Oo.
So,
Pero,
pwede siya beyond weddings, no?
Mm, bi-
Other occasions na
mm,
small
You know,
lang ang guest list.
correct.
yeah,
Basically
I would,
kasi,
ano,
sige, go. Go, Madam
sorry, I
Zenas.
would agree that in the future, it's still going to be,
The norm na.
there will be
Oo.
celebrations at home. And I
Mm.
agree with you, Sharon, that the idea of having events, not just weddings outside of within the house, will be a staple or will be a regular thing or then
Mhm.
will be part of the new normal. And
Mhm.
there are, again, sabi sa inyo napaka-innovative ng mga tao. So, even if you cannot invite a lot, you feel like you can invite pa rin because of
Zoom.
Zoom meetings,
Live
Zoom
streaming.
live streaming, which
Yeah.
is very uso now because most of my brides would only have their ceremony, as Michael would say, ceremony and
In the
then
house. Then,
dinner in the house and
they will send
nagla-live stream
food.
lang
Yeah, they
sila.
will send food.
Oo.
Nakapack. Yeah.
Oo.
Oo.
And
So,
then
very
they send
innovative.
food.
Yeah.
Go.
I remember I have this wedding one time, so Bizu sent this parang mga boxes, so food packs to I think around 50 persons. So yung Grab, yung Lala Move, everybody they're
Mhm.
on the move to bring all those food. So during the live streaming after the ceremony, they ate together. So okay din, di ba? There are ways to do it. Pero siguro the best part of this pandemic na doing celebrations at home, we realize na small thing matters pa rin talaga pala. 'Di ba? Sometimes kasi aminin natin, we've been doing a lot of big weddings, pero minsan yung couple hindi nila kilala kung sino yung mga guests and they really don't have that personal relationship with the guests. So, doing it at home with very limited guests, you tend to choose who's who talaga. Okay? At first, it's so challenging, pero ngayon, given the situations outside pandemic, it gives you the tawag dito, the license ba? Or the freedom na to invite kung sino lang dapat mong i-invite na without having any guilt na hindi mo to na-invite. Kasi nga, you only need to choose the intimate ones, the close relatives, parang ganon. Yun.
I agree with you, Michael. Ang
Yeah.
saya. If I have been telling my brides, wag na kayong mag-worry kasi some of them, 'di ba, they say naman, I can't invite this and that and and then they would say parang ang limited naman ng
Yeah.
ng look, ganyan. Sabi ko, you know what? What matters the most is what? You're getting married. You're in love with each other. You get married. That's the most important one.
Yeah,
And
with your
if you-
family.
With your and your family is there. And if they are not there, at least they could
Yeah.
join you through Zoom. Ayun.
Yeah.
Kesa
Correct.
naman, diba? Hindi na mag-aantay
Hindi.
sila until
Oo. Which is
Yeah.
God knows
Which,
when.
yeah, which brings us to our last point. Na ito, parang pag binasa mo yung article, parang hindi naman relate to sa event styling. But, our last point says, ano ba last point na yan?
Uy,
Don't
relate
hesitate.
siya sa event styling.
Ay, relate. Oh, yeah. Sabi ni Mike, relate yan. So, don't hesitate to set
Oo.
the date.
The date, correct. Kasi di ba,
Yeah,
Madam
so-
Zenas, okay.
Iwan ko na sa inyo yan. Yun
Sige,
na.
Madam
Inumpisahan
Zenas.
na eh.
Di ba, every time we have increased ang first question natin, when?
Kailan?
Oo, kasi kahit sabihin pang you have those ideas na, the budget and everything, the first question palagi is when. So, kahit po nagkaroon ng pandemic, no, it's very important that couple will set it ahead of time. Although, recently, medyo it alters the way we do events kasi client will approach you like less than 2 weeks. Oh, may wedding or may birthday, okay lang, kaya natin gawin. But this is what I see, no? Kapag nag-ease up na itong mga restrictions and everything, imagine parang 2 years na hold na suppress yung lahat ng mga events. So when the world reopens, itong mga na-suppress na mga weddings and everything, di ba, magsasabay-sabay-sabay yan. to the point na baka tayo mismo mahirapan. So, setting the date, it's very important pa rin. And I'm thankful kasi now na, I think this month lang, no, May, there are lots of inquiries pa rin naman for 2022. Alam na nila eh. Kasama pa rin setting the date. Ayun. Di ba,
Ako
Madam
naman,
Zenas?
when you set the date, you don't even think of, I'll wait for 2020 or I'll wait for the pandemic to clear up. Di ba? Usually, maraming nag-umpisa ng ganon sa first part of the
Akala nila mag-ease up, no?
Oo. I'll wait for the pandemic to be gone. But ako, my take here is, don't be afraid to celebrate your wedding, even if the pandemic is still here. And then there's always I always tell that to my couples, and clearly they said, oh nga, why will the pandemic affect my relationship with my future husband or future wife? Pwede namang gawin. So I have always been a believer that I think your love for each other, whether you're doing your wedding small or doing your wedding big, would still be the same, diba? Your commitment for each other will still be the same. So, sa akin, set the date anytime you want it, do it. But of course, tama si Michael, wag naman yung sobrang biglaan because it's also hard to schedule.
Yeah.
The venue, the church, and all that. And at the same time, pag nag-antay pa silang matapos nga itong pandemic na to, baka nga ang dami ng
ang dami talaga.
Bigla.
Oo.
Although I do have already a lot of, I'm very happy that there are a lot of inquiries on the 2022 and even
they're going back actually.
Because I think they have accepted the fact that this might be a new norm and there might be no change at all. And go sila. Parang, okay na, let's do it, whatever happens.
Tama. I believe what this pandemic has taught us, no, it's the realization. At first kasi we tend to stop kasi akala natin there will be better days soon. Although there will be better days, pero you don't have to stop eh. You have to live with it. You have to plan as long as the safety protocols are there, 'di ba? You watch your health and everything. Life must go on talaga. We have to proceed and start the planning pa rin. Maybe no mga past months lang or years last year, we were able to do yung mga last minute event because we're not actually bombarded with a lot of schedules. No, when you call me, I'll be there, di ba? Pero ngayon, when you call me, sabi ko nga recently, may mga biglang tumatawag. Sabi ko, can you set the meeting ahead po? Kasi we cannot really answer right away naman because there are schedules coming na eh, which is good for all of us naman. Yun.
Buti na lang you were there for me, Michael.
Oo nga, Actually, may mga inayos ako, may mga switch ako para lang but I'm leaving later, going to the Visoria.
Yun. So, I really think, I mean, that's well said, no? I mean, Zenas, Michael, talagang on point, everything that you said, because especially for couples, if you're still thinking, should I go ahead? Should I still wait it out? Kasi nandiyan ang vaccine. You know, coming from someone who's been married for more than 2 decades, there will never be the perfect moment talaga. Di ba, Zenas?
Wow.
Walang perfect moment for anything in this life. Yung akala mo, parang, nag-plan ka 2 years before the wedding because you want to have that perfect moment. It's never gonna come. Life will continue to happen. So, it's really up to you na anong gagawin mo. You get on board, diba? If you're given lemons, gumawa ka ng lemonade. Diba? Ganun yun. But do not wait for the perfect moment because it will not come. Diba? Ikaw yung ikaw yung gagawa nun for you. It's not a perfect moment, but you made it work for both of you.
Nice point.
Yeah.
Yun.
And also, can I just share lang some idea, yung, like for example, they will get married today or tomorrow, and then what's going to happen is they told most of my clients, this small ceremony, small wedding, small reception, they would always tell me, Zenas, I'll do a bigger one, like a party, which is, it's more like, more loose.
Celebration
I'm
na lang.
not too.
Oh.
It's not gonna be too stiff.
Correct.
It's not gonna be too parang nerve-wracking for the bride and for the couple. Kasi di ba pag kinakasal ka, ang dami mong naiisip. But since it's going to be way after their ceremony, it's going to be easier for them. So that's what most of my clients say.
Which is very nice,
already.
tama.
Na later on na yung party ko, pero party na lang. Saka
So,
na lang
so if ever, they might book pa rin sa mga ballrooms, pero party na lang talaga. It's like post-celebrations of their wedding last year. Pwede, di ba? Mas masaya. Kasi wala
at
ka
saka
nang
hindi
isipin.
sila ganun ka, nervous.
Oo, ka-tense.
Alam mo yun,
Kasi
pag kinakasal ka, minsan ninenervous ka.
hindi pa kasi ako kinasal, kaya hindi ko alam
Ay, sorry.
Kasi
Diba?
naman,
Think of all the things. Yung guest ko ba, darating, ilan ba yung guest ko? Diba, ang daming
sa bagay,
ganun?
you have a lot of thoughts running. Tama.
Oo, hindi siya kasi parang di ba, parang kasi parang, especially sometimes yung bride, di ba, parang parang, this is my day, everything has to go my way, parang, diba, may ganong factor.
Dami
If it's your
nangyayari.
wedding day, maraming nangyayari. But if it's just a party, chill ka lang.
Oo, let loose. And then your gown, your dress, whatever, parang ang dali ng isipin. Yun.
Yeah. Ayun. So, very
I learned a
interesting
lot.
insights. Di ba lahat tayo natuto this morning, and I hope yung mga nanonood, natuto rin sila.
Grabe yung Gogin, mind-blowing. Parang I have to change na my, the way I do things. Dahan-dahan, no?
Oo. Yun. Before we ask for your final words and how can people reach you if they wanna inquire. Di ba ako naman may ako i-share at ipo-promote. I just wanna for those who are watching, now that we have established from these creative people na you can still get married. It's just make sure that safe celebrations, we follow all safety protocols. Celebrate safely. Don't put your love on hold. I would like to invite you for a month-long celebration. It's the Philippine Wedding a celebration, because we have a lot of exhibitors who are giving big discounts, special deals.
When is this?
This is going to be June 26th,
June 26 to July 25.
So that's
Perfect.
1 month long celebration, and it's online. So again, speaking of yung change ng mindset, this is going to be virtual. So online, may separate booths ng ating mga exhibitors, and you can see their portfolio, their pictures, and you can chat with them, chat now, send a message or call, or view their profile. So you have a month to do that, and then there's going to be an exhibitors live weekend. This is our virtual meet and greet, so that you put a face to the names of the exhibitor, which will be on the weekend of July 17 and 18. So mark those important dates and register online, www.themesandmotives.com, because we are giving away exciting prizes that you can use for your wedding. Di ba, Ms. Ronald, there was one online bridal fair that a couple won an entire wedding reception package.
Wow.
So because one of our partners just decided, parang ang giveaway niya lang that time, parang free use of the venue for the reception. But on the night of the draw, sabi niya, reception venue, catering for maximum of 100 guests, 2-night stay at the couple suite, photo, video, lights, and entire package. That's from si Tay, and then siya. Talagang super blow. Lahat kami, if you watch the video, nakanganga kami, parang, is this happening? So there are exciting prizes that our exhibitors will be raffling off just for you soon to win. So make sure that you register www.themesandmotives.com, dahil sabi nga ni Michael at ni Zenas, there is no better time than today to start planning and start working on your wedding. So with that, we're gonna ask now Miss Rona, ano ang kanilang parting words for today, di ba? Kasi we have to let them go. Magdi-Divisoria pa si Michael.
And I'm going to Highland Valley after Divisoria, ha?
Talaga? Alam mo,
So thank you for the time.
Ang tagal na, Michael, di ba sabi natin, dadalo
You
ako
should,
doon.
yeah, you
Oo.
should visit Highland Valley soon.
Yeah. Miss
Nag-promote, no?
Rona Miss Rona and I would be doing siguro na Rona because we also want to start naman parang yung mga venue reviews naman namin.
Why not?
We will, and we will put it here also on Love Wins Live for.
I'm sure maraming bagong venues na.
Sobra.
Yes.
Lalo sa Tagaytay, sobrang dami, madam. Yung iba, hindi ko na alam. Magkakadikit
Oo, kaya
sila.
minsan nagsa-site inspection na talaga ako. Lalo na yung
Yeah.
ibang-
Yeah. So,
At saka, sorry, quick lang.
Go.
With the new venues, parang parami yung mga client na may mga, like for example, may mga lots, may mga rest house, na dahil nakita na ng trend sa events, they wanted to convert it sa venue na. So, ang daming lumalapit na, uy, help me naman. How can I do this? How can I do that? So, ang daming small venues around. Sa totoo lang.
And
Yun.
beautiful, ha? Hindi siya yung parang ang ganda. Yung tinatago ng pamilya tapos bigla na lang.
Parang ganon. Tama. Oo.
That's a
Yes.
lot. That's a lot.
Can we ask, sorry,
Sige,
Mike
go.
wanted to say
Wala.
something.
Wala.
I
Sabi
don't
ko
know.
nga-
We were gonna invite you lang to ask, of course, ask our viewers how they can reach you, and if one last thing you want to share to our couples or to everybody who's watching us.
Well, sige, ladies first. Madam Zenas, ikaw na.
Ikaw naman, Michael.
Sige.
What
Jack
do
and
I
Poy.
say to all the couples? Ano ba? Go ahead. Don't
Correct.
be afraid of this pandemic. As I mentioned before, and I mentioned a few minutes ago, love is all that matters. So parang go with your plans. It might be a smaller scale than what you have been looking forward to. But life must go on.
Yeah.
You can't stay forever engaged. You have to continue with your life. You have to go and work or have children and all that. And I'm sure you would like to get married before that. So life must go on. Get married na, decide whenever. Okay, should I say now
yes.
Okay, you can get in touch with me at my IG account, zenas.ph and Zenas Pineda.
And your YouTube.
And my YouTube.
Yeah!
Sige na, please like and subscribe. Ayan.
Nakakatuwa naman my YouTube.
Zenas Pineda din, yung YouTube ko. And of course, I'm in Facebook. My numbers are also there at zenas.ph or Zenas Pineda. You can just go through it. Techie na ako, so hindi na ako nagsi-cellphone masyado.
Yeah.
In fact, my clients would contact me in WhatsApp.
Yan.
Messenger. Kasi, minsan
Millennial na si
cellphone
Madam
hirap Yun. Okay, that's it.
Tama.
And thank you for the invite, Sharon and Rona. I'm glad and I'm happy to see Michael again. Ang tagal ko na hindi
Oo nga,
to.
sobra. Idol ko yan si Madam Zenas Yan yung idol ko yan Oo.
O naman, siyempre.
Very tasteful and timeless setup. Lalo pag mga go green, perfect siya yun.
Yeah.
Siya talaga yun.
Matututo na si Michael. Michael, how about you?
Well, first of all, thank you, Themes and Motives, ha? It's nice to be back. Actually, when I started long time ago, Themes and Motives, dyan ako itinanim di ba, madam, no? Diyan ako itinanim, diyan ako nagsimula sa Themes and Motives. Anyway, yun din, one word, one phrase, I should say, life must go on. Kung meron man kaming gustong iiwan, life must go on. I understand last year, we were all shocked, di ba, nung nagkaroon ng pandemic sometime in March 2020. It's something new to all of us, to the whole world. It's something new kaya yung mga clients, suppliers, hindi natin alam kung anong gagawin. But then, it's been running for more than a year. Kumbaga ba, we've been through a lot of roller coasters, so we know what's next. We cannot wait for this thing to stop, yung pandemic, but we can change the way we think, and with the help of proper planning, with the help of the expert and professional suppliers around you, we can actually help you naman to still have that wonderful wedding in the midst of what's happening right now. So life must go on. Keep dreaming, keep loving. We're excited to do weddings with you soon, as in very, very soon. Yun.
Yeah.
So you can also reach me sa Instagram. I think mas visible kami sa Instagram, Michael Ruiz Event Styling. Yan lang po.
Yan. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
It's
much.
been my heart is full this morning because I've learned a lot. I'm so happy. I met if it weren't for the pandemic, I wouldn't have had the pleasure of meeting si Madam Zenas,
Ay,
and it's so
siyempre,
great.
madam.
Oo, diba? It's so great to see you again, kahit na online. After a year, it's so good to have you here in our Love Wins Live Forum. And Micah, I am so happy to see how you have bloomed throughout these years.
Grabe
Ayan.
yan.
Kasi, oo, kasi,
Kakaibang bloom yan.
kasi di ba,
Oo naman.
I've met Michael fresh out of ano pa, ilang taon ka lang noon, no? And we have
I
seen
think
him.
I was 11 back then. Right now, I'm 21.
Oo, di ba? Ganun lang din ako. So,
Nene pa siya.
Oo nga.
oo. So,
Sabay ka lang ng mukha.
Oo nga.
I've seen him grow and mature into his role right now. And alam mo yun, nakakatuwa, and every time I see him, I see his post because somehow, kahit papano, nandun ka,
Diba?
naging part ka ng journey, yung themes
May
and
dugong
motives.
teams, may dugong teams and motives na dumadaloy sa akin.
Yes.
Yung DNA
Yeah.
ko may teams and motives yan.
Yeah, alam mo yun, parang feeling ko, parang anak-anakan, ganyan. So,
Oo nga.
I am so
Correct.
happy sa mga na-achieve niya. And I'm
Thank
so
you so
happy that
much.
he has imparted so much information this morning. So thank you for saying yes to our invitation. And Sir Warren, thank you po. I've read your comments. Yes, we accept po the offer. We will let you know kapag kami po yung mamamasyal ni Miss Rona sa Bilan, Laguna.
Yan, may
We
mga
will go to
offer
your
to.
venue po at the HQ by Think Warren.
Wow.
So we'd love to see your place. And
Thank you,
maybe
Sir
po we can
Warren.
feature it. We could feature it, Miss Rona, pwede ba yun sa inspirations.ph?
Definitely.
Ayan. So thank you for watching our episode this morning. Yeah, Miss Rona?
Yes, so thank you for joining us this morning. Once again, busog na naman po tayo with information. And not just that, but really the inspiration to go get married and allow your love to win. So thank you, Michael. Thank you, Zenas. And we'll see you again next week. Same channels,
Thank you.
Facebook and YouTube. See you. Let your
God
love
bless
win.
everyone. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye!